Welcome back. John Fedro here with mobilehomeinvesting.net, and throughout my life at different points I've felt like a gigantic failure. And it's no surprise we all do, and for most of us failure is petrifying. And it's really no surprise, none of us want to fail if we don't have to. But one thing that gets me through is knowing that throughout history there have been humongous real estate failures to the likes of I will never even have the possibility of making. So to help you and everybody watching, we're going to go over the top 5 real estate failures of all time. Now, these are in no particular order, and they're just the ones that I really enjoyed reading about. So here we go. First, let's go back to the year 1875 when Jean Clement was born. Now, she had a pretty average life at the beginning, and when she was 90 years old, an attorney by the name of Andre Raffray approached her and said, "Miss Clement, I will give you 2,500 francs, that's equivalent to about $500 American, every single month until you pass away. At the end of your life, when you do pass away, I will go ahead and inherit your paid-off apartment home." And that was a good deal for him because she was already 90 years old and she was going to pass away probably in the next few months or years. Well, months turned into years, which turned into decades. And after 30 years of Mr. Raffray paying Miss Clement $500 a month, Mr. Raffray passed away. And actually the debt was inherited by his wife, who continued making the payments to Miss Clement. Well, Miss Clement did the impossible and went on to be the oldest living person to date at the age of 122. After she passed away, the wife did get the apartment and ended up paying over twice what the apartment was worth at the time, $184,000. Next, we go to Johannesburg, South Africa. 100 years after Miss Clement was born, in 1975, the Ponte City apartments were built. Now, these apartments were the tallest building in all of Africa, 54 stories high, boasted a cylindrical atrium right in the middle known as the core. This building was the pinnacle of lavish lifestyle and luxury at the time for those that could afford it. Just a few years after it was built, though, gangs came into the apartments and completely overran it. It fell into disrepair very quickly and was never the pinnacle of lavish lifestyle that it was supposed to be. In the 1990s, it was even up for debate to be converted into a maximum security penitentiary. Now, in the 2000s, the penitentiary never did happen, and in the 2000s, it was supposed to be bought by investors, but due to the economic collapse, that never happened, and unfortunately, it never lived up to being the upscale apartment condos that it was supposed to be. Next, in 1803, the United States made a real estate transaction with a little country you may have heard of, known as France. This, you may have learned in grade school, was called the Louisiana Purchase, where we purchased nearly 530 million acres for the price of $15 million. You're saying, John, $15 million back in the 1800s was a lot of money. Today, that would equate to 42 cents per acre. I think we can all agree that was a bad deal for France, but a great deal for us. Next, let's talk about Mickey Mouse and wonderful Disney. Most people like going on rides, enjoy Disney World and all its subsidiary amusement parks. Well, let's talk about the one big black sheep failure that is Euro Disney, now known as Disney Paris. This colossal failure of Disney theme park, even though it attracts nearly 16 million visitors per year in 2010, lost an estimated $70 million, and now 2014 is in debt $2.25 billion, that's billion with a B, dollars in debt. In 2014, Disney was bailed out by Middle Eastern Prince Adwali. So now, fear not, if you are in Europe at any time, you can still go to Euro Disney or Disney Paris and enjoy seeing Mickey, Goofy, and all of their friends. Lastly, we come to real estate investor George C. Parker. In the early 1900s, was one of the most famous and well-known investors, selling properties to the likes of the original Madison Square Gardens, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, even Grant's Tomb and the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, Parker had a number of methods to sell these properties, some of which included simply just sticking a for sale by owner sign on the bridge and waiting for customers. Most of these customers came over from overseas. They were fresh immigrants to America, and they purchased the Brooklyn Bridge, some for $50,000, with the hopes of putting a toll booth right on the bridge to then, of course, generate and make their money back. The only thing with what Mr. Parker was doing was that it was all illegal and fraudulent because he owned none of these properties. The audacity of Mr. Parker and what he was doing today, unscrupulous investors may look up to people to the likes of Mr. Parker. I'm glad to say that after duping countless people and being prosecuted 3 times, he was then thrown in jail for the rest of his life. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 epic fails of real estate investing history. If you have any, please comment them below. And just remember that no matter the deals that you do, you are most likely not going to fraudulently lose people hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're not going to kill anybody. You are going to try to help people, help yourself, help buyers, help sellers. And that's what real estate investors are for. We are professionals in real estate, and we have to remember that the information and the knowledge that we have, it is powerful, and it can be used to help and also hurt people. We have to remember that there is profit in it for investors, but it's only at the end of helping buyers and sellers. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me at support@mobilehomeinvesting.net. And again, my name is John Fedro. Thanks for watching. Bye.